Okay, let's unpack this. That familiar creak in the knees, maybe stiffness in the hips, or even, swelling in the ankles sometimes. If you're over 50, chances are you've probably felt some of this leg and joint stuff. It's a really widespread challenge, isn't it? It can make everyday things feel, well, really tough. But maybe it doesn't have to be that way.
Right. And what's fascinating here, I think, is understanding what's actually going on biologically. Your joints are basically bones cushioned by cartilage, right? And they're held together by ligaments, connective tissue. And the key player in keeping all that tissue strong and flexible is a protein.
Collagen.
Yeah. But the challenge is, as we get older, our bodies naturally, well, they slow down collagen production. Less and less of it. And when that happens, or when existing collagen breaks down, the cartilage wears thin. Bones can start rubbing together.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that leads straight to swelling, inflammation, and that pain you feel when you move. And things like poor nutrition, maybe high blood sugar, chronic inflammation, they can really speed up that collagen loss too.
Which is precisely why we're doing this deep dives today. Our mission, really, is to explore 8 maybe surprising collagen-rich foods. Foods that can genuinely help your body rebuild damaged joints, maybe reduce some of that swelling, and get some strength back naturally. Think of this as a shortcut, getting you well-informed about practical natural options you might even have right in your kitchen. And seriously, you'll want to stick around for our #1 food. Get this, studies show it boosted skin elasticity and joint fluid density by something like 63% in seniors, and results were apparently visible in under 30 days. It's quite something. All right, so let's kick things off. Food number 8 on our list, pumpkin seeds. Just humble pumpkin seeds. Seems simple, but they're way more than just a snack, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. Pumpkin seeds are incredibly nutrient dense. They really play a vital role in supporting collagen production. And they actively help reduce that joint swelling and stiffness, especially for older adults.
So what makes them work?
It's their minerals. They're packed with things like zinc, magnesium, manganese. And these aren't just random minerals. They're essential, actually crucial for building healthy connective tissue, making new collagen fibers.
Right.
Plus, they help lower inflammation body-wide. And inflammation, as we said, is a huge factor in joint pain and cartilage breaking down. They even seem to help with mobility and balance because they strengthen ligaments and cut down on oxidative stress.
And there's solid research on this, too. I remember reading about a clinical study, I think it was 2021. Adults over 60 just added like a quarter cup of pumpkin seeds daily for 8 weeks. And the results, a 27% boost in joint flexibility and a 19% drop in swelling in the lower legs and feet. That's pretty noticeable.
It really is. And the lab work backed it up, too, showed better markers for collagen production. And it seemed especially helpful for those 65 plus who were already dealing with, that chronic stiffness.
Okay, so how should people eat them for the best effect?
Well, you can eat them raw, or dry roasted is good, just without oil. Some people like to soak them first, maybe in water with a bit of sea salt. That can help with mineral absorption and digestion.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, or grinding them up and adding them to smoothies or oatmeal, maybe yogurt. That helps make sure you're absorbing those minerals efficiently.
Good tips. Okay, moving on. Number 7. This one I think is really underrated for collagen building. Egg yolks. So many people focus on the whites for protein, right? But why are the yolks the star here?
That's a great point. Egg whites, yes, they're protein rich, but the yolks, that's where the collagen building power is. They're just loaded with nutrients like biotin, sulfur, vitamin D. Now, they don't have collagen in them directly, but these nutrients are like critical helpers, cofactors. They help your body actually make collagen much more efficiently. They support building those complex amino acid chains that make up connective tissue.
I see. So they're like the support crew for collagen production.
Exactly. And without enough sulfur, for example, which you get from the yolk, your body really struggles to maintain strong ligaments and cartilage. And that can lead straight to that joint pain, the stiffness, the swelling we're talking about.
Makes sense. And I recall a study, maybe 2020, I looked at this. Adults with joint stiffness just ate whole eggs for breakfast, maybe 5 days a week for 10 weeks, and they saw a really significant drop, something like 22%. In joint discomfort, especially knees and lower back, and lower inflammation markers too.
Yeah, that's the kind of practical result we're looking for. And to really get those benefits, you want the yolks gently cooked. Think soft poached, soft boiled.
Not hard boiled and chalky.
Exactly, or maybe gently fried in a bit of olive oil. The key is don't overcook it, and definitely don't separate the yolk from the white. You lose those critical compounds your joints need.
What about the cholesterol thing? People still worry about yolks.
Yeah, right. That's a common concern. But actually, newer research is showing that for most seniors, eating whole eggs doesn't really raise the harmful cholesterol. It might even give a boost to the good kind, the HDL cholesterol. So for most people, it's really not the issue it was once thought to be.
Good to clarify. Okay, number 6, gelatin. We often think, Jell-O, desserts, but it's actually a really direct, potent source of collagen for joints, isn't it?
It absolutely is. Gelatin is basically cooked collagen. It's a natural protein derived from animal skin, bones, connective tissues. So think of it like this. You're giving your body the actual raw materials it needs to rebuild and maintain cartilage, tendons, ligaments.
Wow. Okay, so it's like direct delivery.
Pretty much, the building blocks themselves.
And there was that study, I think 2018, in a major nutrition journal. Older adults with some moderate joint discomfort took a daily gelatin supplement just for 6 weeks. And they saw a huge jump, 37% increase in mobility and a 27% drop in inflammation, especially knees and ankles.
And what was really compelling, you mentioned the study, they actually did MRI scans, and those scans showed early signs of cartilage actually thickening.
Wow, actual physical changes.
Yes. Pretty remarkable for just 6 weeks.
So how do you best use gelatin then? Not just dessert mixes, I assume.
Right, definitely not the sugary stuff. For the real benefits, you want it in its simplest form. Look for grass-fed, unflavored gelatin powder. Make sure there are no added sugars or artificial bits.
Okay.
You can just dissolve it in warm water, maybe tea or even bone broth. We'll get to that later. Or you can use it to make healthier homemade gummies. Or add it to soups and stews to thicken them up and add that collagen boost. Consistency is really the key here. Even a small amount daily seems to support long-term joint improvement.
Side benefits too, right? Like skin and gut health.
Exactly. Bonus benefits for skin elasticity, gut health. It's a good all-rounder.
Okay, number 5, bone-in canned salmon. This feels like a simple pantry staple. What makes it so effective for joints?
It really is a hidden gem, and its simplicity is part of its magic. You know those soft, edible bones in canned salmon? Most people pick them out, but that's where the gold is.
Really? The bones?
Yes. They are packed with natural collagen, calcium, gelatin, phosphorus, all these critical nutrients for rebuilding joint tissue and calming swelling. It's collagen in a really bioavailable form, meaning your body can use it easily. These nutrients work together synergistically to strengthen cartilage, reinforce ligaments, and really improve flexibility, especially in those problem areas like knees, hips, ankles.
And the omega-3s in the salmon help too, I imagine.
Absolutely. The omega-3 fatty acids are great for calming inflammation system-wide.
So it's a whole package, the meat, the skin, and especially those soft bones. I remember seeing a 2020 study on this too. Older adults eating bone-in salmon regularly. They saw a 32% improvement in knee flexibility and a 21% cut in inflammation markers like CRP over about 10 weeks.
That's right. And the best results were actually in folks over 65 dealing with that longer-term stiffness.
So the practical tip is don't throw out the bones.
Exactly. Always choose wild-caught canned salmon with the bones still in. The canning process makes them super soft. You can just mash them right into the salmon with a fork. Easy. And you get all those joint-boosting goodies.
Okay, good to know. Now sliding into number 4, sardines with the skin and bones. Another small fish, often in a can. Maybe an acquired taste for some, but why should adults over 50 really consider these for joint health?
Well, sardines, again, when you eat them, whole skin and bones included, offer a really unique nutritional powerhouse. You're getting type 1 collagen, calcium, another protein called elastin, which helps with flexibility, plus a serious dose of those anti-inflammatory omega-3s.
So similar to the salmon, it's about eating the whole thing.
Precisely. The bones are critical for strengthening cartilage and connective tissue. The skin supports flexibility. And the omega-3s calm inflammation. It all works together, that whole food synergy, to reduce swelling, ease pain, and support better movement as you get older.
And does the research support this too?
Yeah, studies suggest that eating sardines, say 3 times a week, can significantly boost collagen levels, reduce joint pain, and increase mobility. Especially helpful for older adults, particularly those maybe dealing with arthritis.
Okay, so another vote for eating the bones and skin. How can people make them more palatable if they're not fans?
Good question. First, choose wild-caught ones, packed in water or olive oil. And yes, always eat the soft bones and skin. That's crucial. If the flavor is strong for you, try mixing them into a salad with lots of other ingredients. Or mash them onto toast with some avocado. That mellows it out. You could even blend them with herbs, lemon juice, maybe a little yogurt or cream cheese to make a sort of pâté or spread. Much milder flavor that way.
Clever ideas. All right, number 3, bone broth. This has gotten super popular lately, but it's not just a trendy warm drink, is it? It's actually a powerhouse for joints.
Oh, absolutely. Bone broth gets right to the root of the issue. When you simmer animal bones for a really long time, hours and hours, they release this incredible mix of compounds. You get collagen, specifically types 1 and 2, which are key for joints. You get gelatin, which we talked about, and important amino acids like glycine and proline. These are all fundamental building blocks for healthy joints, tendons, connective tissue. So for older adults struggling with, tight knees, sore ankles, that leg swelling, bone broth offers amazing support. It helps the body actually rebuild and restore that cushioning structure. It's not just masking the symptoms.
Right. Rebuilding, not just relief. And the science backs this up strongly, doesn't it? I think there was a 2021 study.
Yes, in seniors.
Yeah.
They drank just 1 cup of homemade bone broth daily for 12 weeks. The results were pretty dramatic. A 44% drop in joint swelling, and a 38% improvement in movement and comfort.
Wow, almost half the swelling gone.
Yeah, and follow-up scans even showed noticeable thickening of the collagen in their joints.
That's incredible. So it really delivers the whole package the body needs to use that collagen.
Exactly. The minerals, the amino acids, it's all there, ready for your body to absorb and utilize effectively.
So how do you make it properly? Or buy it?
Well, homemade is great if you can. You simmer bones. Good choices are turkey necks, beef knuckles, chicken carcasses with a splash of apple cider vinegar. That vinegar helps pull the minerals out of the bones.
The vinegar trick.
Yeah, it's important. Add some herbs for flavor, maybe some veggies. Simmer it low and slow for 12, 24 hours.
Long time.
It is, but that's what extracts the good stuff. If homemade isn't feasible, look for store-bought options in the refrigerated or frozen section. Make sure it's labeled bone broth, not just broth or stock, and check that it's free from preservatives and loads of salt.
Got it. And then just sip it warm.
Yep, sip it warm on its own. Or use it as a super nutritious base for soups, stews, even cooking grains like rice or quinoa in it.
Okay, great stuff. Now, number 2. This one might sound a bit unusual to some listeners. Beef tendons. You're saying this is one of the richest natural sources of collagen out there.
It really is. Beef tendons are just loaded with type 1 collagen. And that's the main type of collagen found in our own skin, our ligaments, all our connective tissues. So it's a perfect match, biologically speaking.
Okay.
This makes them incredibly effective for helping rebuild joints that are worn down. The collagen from tendons can help restore that cushioning between the bones, reduce stiffness, ease the inflammation that causes swelling in knees, ankles, hips. It seems particularly helpful for seniors dealing with those persistent creaky joints, or maybe reduce flexibility, or even just that sore, heavy feeling after walking.
So it's a targeted approach.
Very much so. And when you cook them properly, they release these powerful peptides and gelatin that directly nourish the connective tissues that tend to weaken as we age.
Yeah.
For chronic joint stiffness or that fluid buildup in the lower legs, the sort of holistic nutrient profile you get from tendon collagen, it might offer benefits that you just can't replicate with an isolated supplement powder.
That's a really strong point about whole foods. So if people are adventurous enough to try this, where do they find beef tendons, and how on earth do you cook them?
You can usually find them at Asian supermarkets, or sometimes a good specialty butcher shop might have them or be able to order them. The absolute key is slow cooking. You need to simmer them for a long, long time in soups or stews until they become incredibly tender and gelatinous.
Patience is required.
Definitely. This slow cooking is what breaks down the tough tissue and releases all that amazing collagen and gelatin into the broth. And a little tip. Try cooking them with things like garlic, ginger, maybe the splash of vinegar again. These not only add flavor, but might also help boost collagen absorption and make it easier to digest.
Fascinating. Okay, we've reached number 1, and you've really built the anticipation for this. You said it has 61% more collagen than anything else, boosted joint fluid by 63% in seniors. So here's where it gets really interesting, maybe a bit unusual for some, but our number 1 food for joint health is chicken feet.
That's right. Chicken feet. It might sound strange to some cultures, but pound for pound, they are one of the absolute highest sources of natural collagen on the planet. Truly exceptional if you're aiming to ease joint pain, reduce swelling, and rebuild worn cartilage, especially in the legs and hips.
Wow. So what's in them specifically?
They are packed. You get type 1 collagen, yes, but also type 2, which is crucial for cartilage, and type 3, plus gelatin, glucosamine, and chondroitin.
Glucosamine and chondroitin, those sound familiar from supplements.
Exactly. But here you're getting them naturally from a whole food source, along with all that collagen. These are the precise compounds your body needs to repair the lining of your joints, strengthen your ligaments, and restore flexibility as you age. And when you cook them properly again, slow cooking is key. They transform into this incredibly rich, gelatinous food. It directly targets those weakened joint tissues. So for seniors dealing with that daily stiffness, those creaky knees, maybe swelling around the ankles, the collagen and other compounds in chicken feet can work remarkably quickly and naturally. No expensive powders or pills needed.
Incredible. And you mentioned a study confirming this.
Yes, a 2020 study. Really impressive results. Older adults consumed chicken feet broth 5 times a week. Within just 6 weeks, they saw a staggering 58% increase in joint mobility, a 47% drop in inflammation markers. And scans showed improved cartilage thickness around the knee joint. And people felt improvements in less than a month.
Under a month for noticeable changes, that's fast. So 61% more collagen. That's the claim.
That's based on analysis comparing the collagen content by weight to many other food sources. They are just incredibly dense in it.
Okay, so the preparation must be key again, right?
Yeah.
How do you unlock this power?
Absolutely crucial. Slow simmering is non-negotiable. You need to cook them for a long time, typically 8 to 12 hours. Again, add that splash of vinegar. Apple cider vinegar works well, plus some garlic, herbs, maybe onion or celery for flavor.
8 to 12 hours. Wow.
Yes, it's that long, slow cook that extracts the maximum collagen, gelatin, and minerals into the broth. The final result is this amazing golden, almost gel-like broth when it cools. You can sip it warm, just like bone broth, or use it as a supercharged base for soups, stews, or again, cooking rice.
And prepping the feet themselves. Anything special needed?
Just a little prep. You'll want to trim off the sharp nail tips, give them a really good scrub and clean, then just pop them in a large pot or slow cooker with your aromatics, the vinegar, cover with water, and let them simmer away for hours. They become incredibly soft, practically falling apart, releasing all that goodness into every spoonful.
It's incredible. What a journey through these foods. Yeah. So what does this all really mean then? We've just taken this deep dive into, well, an amazing array of natural solutions for joint health, from, simple pumpkin seeds all the way to, maybe for some, surprising chicken feet.
Yeah, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, it really reinforces an important idea. Joint degeneration, that stiffness, that pain, it isn't necessarily just an inevitable part of getting older that you just have to accept. Your body has this incredible innate capacity to rebuild and repair itself. But you have to give it the right building blocks, the right nutrition. And the studies we touched on today, they provide really compelling evidence, I think, showing significant improvements in mobility and pain reduction just by strategically adding these specific whole foods.
Absolutely. So the next time maybe you're feeling that stiffness or you're just looking for ways to support your mobility long term, you might just find the answer isn't in a pill bottle, but right there in your kitchen pantry or fridge. What really stands out to you from this deep dive we've done today? Perhaps it raises a bigger question for all of us, doesn't it? What other simple, powerful, natural solutions might we be overlooking in our constant search for health? When maybe some of the most potent solutions aren't found in a fancy supplement, but in the wisdom of traditional ingredients or just everyday foods we've somehow underestimated. Something to think about.